Oh, Rich, let me see you. Let me see you. Look at Rena.
What year is this?
She is
56.
And there's Jimmy. He was as nice as could be. You do not want to.
Oh, you want to see the Redskins?
Yeah.
This is
that's
our
your-
group.
That's me. What did the Redskins do?
Yeah, what did they
We
do?
protected the neighborhood.
They put those collars up, they had the Redskins on the back, and they did absolutely nothing. You didn't hang in front of Sid's.
You didn't hang out in front of Sis, did you?
Sid's was across the street from Weequahic High School. It served the best hot dogs in the whole world. And all the guys hung out at the outside of Sid's and would watch the girls walk back and forth. And the catcalls and whatever else went on. So whoever I was dating would say to me, you can't walk. On the same side as Sid's, you had to walk across the street from Sid's because every guy got a job after school working at Sid's because that was like a big deal. And if you were poor, like let's just pretend that a hot dog at that time cost 15 cents. I have no idea with the works. And you only had 5 cents. What they would do is give you something that they called a phantom. You got the roll, a sauerkraut, and the relish, but no hot dog. But you got it for 5 cents.
This is what the Weequahic section was all about. The camaraderie of everybody growing up as one family. It wasn't individuals, it was family. Everybody knew everybody, everybody introduced everybody. Most of your marriages came out from introductions in the Weequahic section.
When the first person got a television, we all went to that house. I mean, 800 people sat around a box this small to watch television. When someone got sick, they all came running. It was just, maybe it was like Europe. Maybe it was that still European mentality of one for all and all for one.
No electricity, no lights, no telephone. And a chicken on the table every Friday night that cost $2. Never missed a Friday night chicken dinner, no matter how bad things were.
And here is beautiful Bergen Street, Newark, New Jersey. At one time, it was like Times Square. You walk down here on Saturday and Sunday, and hundreds of people would be walking back and forth. There'd be Highline stores, Highline restaurants.
The Bergen Street Business District was flourishing. You can go on Bergen Street and buy anything from fresh fish to fur coats and diamonds.
If your date wanted to show you off, he took you to the Weequahic Diner after the date. If not, you were deposited at your front step and they'd go to the Weequahic Diner. But the Weequahic Diner was a definito for Saturday nights. And if you didn't like your date, you'd call your girlfriends, you'd leave your date and go.
My dad moved into this area because he had graduated from Hampton Institute at that time, and it was a better opportunity for an African-American male with a college degree. We grew up in the same homes, pretty much. At different times in our lives, we shared the same bedrooms. We ate from the same table, kitchen area. We sat in the same parlors. So these were my families. It was just, from, children from another mother.
This was the alley. There was a building where they're building this one. There was an older building there. And we used to play in the alley. We used to play full-go football. We used to have 3 guys, 3 linemen, and 3 offense, 3 defense, and 1 ball carrier, and we try to get through full go. I said we spend most of our time in the alley. One of my good friends in this house, Bennett Stern, who's an attorney today, he had the only house among my friends, and we thought that was a mansion, absolute mansion. He had the first television set in the neighborhood. We saw Joe Louis fight in his house. The Tavern Restaurant, people came from New York, they came from Connecticut, had the best food around.
But none of us had enough money really to go often. And it was the only one, my husband would say, that he didn't mind lining up to get in. They wouldn't take reservations.
The wise guys all came there. There was a barber shop across the street where I wish I remember his name, a major wise guy was murdered. It was an active neighborhood.
It's really very meaningful to me to have you come in here to the Union Chapel AME Church on Wainwright Street near Lyons Avenue in Newark, because this was the synagogue into which I was brought when my father was one of the founders of this synagogue. And particularly on the holidays, there was a certain aura, a certain smell, a certain taste of being Jewish here. And what pleases me now, as it was a sacred place for us when this was a Jewish community, remains a sacred place for the people who live here. There's a certain continuity, a certain beauty in that for me, in being in this building.
Weequahic High School shaped not only my character, but I think every student that walked the halls of Weequahic. When you got out of Weequahic High School, you were qualified to get the best job or get into the best school.
In the 50s, the years that I graduated Weequahic, we had the highest percentage of any school in the country of people going on to graduate school.
In most of my class, it was only myself usually as the only black in the class. Many of the blacks that were at other schools probably thought some of the blacks that lived in the Weequahic area and went to Weequahic High School were probably a bit more snootier than some of the blacks from the other areas. Maybe we even projected that image because we were getting a good education. And I know oftentimes when we spoke, we would say, even after graduating, we knew we got a quality education at Weequahic.
Other folks always saw something in us that we had no clue of what they were talking about. And it was about value systems, it was about diversity, it was about having experiences that were not afforded other African Americans during that time.
What they really prepared me for was to understand the importance of education, even though I didn't do it as well as I should have at Weequahic, but they really kind of force-fed me an education. So I became a better student later on because I realized the background that I needed from Weequahic.
I never taught Philip. I knew of him outside of the school. I did hand him his diploma when he graduated, and we still meet every 5 years or so. We have a reunion.
I think that's there to commemorate my sledding down Keir Avenue. We used to sled from Keir all the way down to Leslie. The streets were unplowed in those days. Not like today.
We had a standing joke about Philip. Philip will come only to the reunions that he can use in his writing. And sure enough, he came to one reunion, and then the book came out, and we could see traces of it.
Do you feel like you're a historical figure at this point? You're like George Washington? No, it feels wonderful. There's an expression for this. Who'd have thunk it?